Rob Rawson is a general practitioner. He started out, obviously, in a hospital, caring for people, and you might think he probably didn't need to get involved with the internet, but what he's going to show you is probably, and treat you a bit like some of his patients. Rob is a very practical sort of guy. He likes to show and care for people in a practical sense. So Rob's built a very successful business online. His first 3 months in a part-time sense, he generated $30,000 just from a part-time business generating online strategy. So I'd like you to put your hands together and welcome Rob Rawson.
Thanks everyone and welcome. I'm going to cover a lot of stuff in this presentation, and I've got a lot of knowledge to share. Even though I've only been doing this for about 3 years, it's been a very, very fast journey, and the internet's such a rapid place that you learn so much in a very short period of time, and things are changing every single month, as you probably are aware if you're already in the space. So I just want to get an idea and feeling where everyone's at, if you're already involved on the internet or you're not involved at all. So just by a show of hands, please let me know if you haven't done anything on the internet at all. Nothing at all. Okay, so that's the majority of the room. Anyone who's done something on the internet but is not really earning any money from it yet? Okay, right. And somebody who's people who are actually doing things on the internet, but they're earning a little bit of money or a lot of money from it. Okay, so there's a few people here. So most of the room are beginners, so I'm going to actually cover the beginner stuff, and I'm also going to touch on some of the advanced stuff as well. And I think you're in for a real delight and treat because I've got a lot of information to share with you guys. So let's get started. So if we can just go to the slides. So online shopping or e-commerce is huge. You know, you had the whole internet crash in 2001 or whenever it was, and so people kind of think now that the internet it's over and done with, but as you are already aware, that's not the case. So I'm just going to cover a few of these basics. I mean, you already kind of know this stuff. You've had introductions from other speakers, but it's important to realize just how big an opportunity this is right now. It's just humongous. And for example, that the online TV advertising networks in the States now have less advertising revenue than the internet. So that's pretty huge. And the internet's still growing at 30% a year in terms of the online advertising spend. Now, the big advantage for you guys is that for the television stations, you can't get any of that revenue because you're not a TV station, and you'd need $100 million just to become a TV station at the minimum. So you can't do that. But with online advertising spend, you can get part of that advertising spend for yourselves because it's an opportunity that's open for the little guy as well, because you can actually advertise almost any product that you can imagine, whether it's Dell computers or perfumes, and get a commission for any of those products. So it's an absolutely humongous opportunity that you can get part of that advertising dollar spend that is not really available in any other market that I'm aware of. Okay, so your business can grow at extraordinary rates. If the market is growing at 30% a year, then just if you stay at pace with the market, then you're going to grow at 30% a year. And that's without even sort of expanding your business. That's just staying on par with the market. Okay. So this is just my little story. I'm sort of a modest person, so I don't want to sort of harp on it. But I actually, in a short period of time, became quite successful online. And the thing is, I'm not the only person who's done that. I actually have a few friends that have done similar things that within 3 months, I have one particular friend that within 3 months was earning $1,000 a day. That's pretty phenomenal results. So the opportunity is there and it's available if you put the hard work into it. Obviously, hard work is part of it, but the opportunity is there. Okay, so just compare it with an offline business. I mean, you're probably aware of this as well, the comparison, but with an offline business like a cafe, imagine the amount of work that you have to do for that compared to an online business. So, for example, one site that I've got, which I developed 2 years ago, is still earning over $9,000 a month, and I hardly do anything with that site. So it's not necessarily easy to make that happen, but once you have the skills, you can make that sort of thing happen. Okay, and also you can earn US dollars. I get checks in US dollars, euros, and pounds as well. So, by the way, all of these slides we've got at this URL. So if you want to just copy that URL down, they're actually not up right at this moment, but after the lecture this weekend, I'll put them all up there for you. So you don't have to sort of copy all the notes down furiously. Okay, so everyone's got that? So let's get started. So what are the best strategies? You've heard probably some of the strategies. I want to give you a complete overview now so that you get a sort of a rounded view of what the different strategies are online, so that you've got a mental picture for it in your mind. You can see what they are. So one is information products, and this is a fantastic strategy, which I think some of the speakers have already talked about, and that's ebooks, DVDs, CDs, etc. Now, I think it's a phenomenal strategy. It's not how I got started. How I got started is with point number 2, which is affiliate marketing. So affiliate marketing is great because you don't even have to have your own product. And so I'm going to actually cover all of the details of affiliate programs with you and how to actually sign up to affiliate programs, how to find good affiliate programs that are going to actually make you some good money. So, because that's the critical key with affiliate programs, is how to get the right affiliate program. Niche information sites, and I'll explain what that means a bit later, but it basically means a little site that you've got on some particular topic and you've got a revenue from it from Google AdSense, which I'll explain later, and also from affiliate programs. And there's a number of other strategies which I'm not going to cover, but all of these are valid strategies that you can succeed with. And all of them have some dramatic success stories. But I actually suggest the 2 strategies to start off with are the affiliate programs and the niche information sites. Is 2 strategies that is really good to start off with, or the information products. The reason why I like those 3 strategies, because the information products, there's a massive market with so many different markets, so many different potentials that you can sell products to. And the affiliate programs, I like it because you can get started immediately. You don't even need your own product, and it's so automated that you can go on holiday for a month and you can still receive an income while you're on holiday. Okay. Here's a few more other strategies as well. But as I mentioned, I suggest the affiliate marketing and Google AdSense information sites strategy. So just to cover affiliate programs, can everyone put up their hands if they do understand thoroughly what affiliate programs are? Okay, most people do. Okay, good. Okay, so I won't cover in too much details the basics of it. I'll get more into the advanced of how to actually make them work for you. But as you probably then already aware, you can get affiliate programs for everything, and that's on Commission Junction, on Linkshare, on these sort of networks. You can get it for absolutely everything. Okay, so I think since most people in the room are already aware of what they are, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but just once you start getting into the space, you'll start getting a good understanding of it anyway. So once you actually, to learn how to do this, really the key is to get down there, log on to the affiliate networks, find out what an affiliate program is, start using the links, etc. Because otherwise, if you haven't done that, you're not going to learn it so much from a lecture. What you're going to learn from the lecture is I'm going to point you out some tips of where to find those affiliate programs, etc. So the keys to success, though, are getting enough commissions for your affiliate programs. Because if you're trying to eke out a living from $1 commissions or $2 commissions per program, it's probably not going to be so successful. And then obviously the other key is how to get traffic, so we're going to talk about that later. You may already be aware of this as an example, Sage Hearts, which is an affiliate program website, and this is a lady who makes 30 to 40K a month with online dating programs. So that's an example of a successful affiliate program website. Okay. So niche information sites. Let's cover that a little bit more. The main real advantage for us right now is that Google AdSense is a huge opportunity. So has anyone actually used the Google AdSense program? Can you put up your hand if you've actually used it so far? No? Okay, 1 or 2 people. So if you're not using it, you should definitely use it, because that's probably, if not the best opportunity on the web right now, it's one of the top 5 best opportunities on the web. The reason is you can just put up some Google ads on your page and you can get paid sometimes $1 or $2 a click for every person that clicks on those ads. Now just think about that. If you've got a store and you're trying to sell bubble gum or something, how much easier is it to get someone just to click on the page than it is to actually sell a physical product? So if you can earn $1 or $2, sometimes it's only 5 cents or 10 cents. Sometimes it can be even more than that, up to $5 or more just for one click. Obviously, that's a much easier opportunity for gaining revenue from your site. And for example, that friend that I mentioned before, that within 3 months was earning $1,000 a day, it was basically through Google AdSense. So that was really where all of the revenue was coming from. So get on top of this as an opportunity, because it is a fantastic opportunity. And it's like anything in the internet. It may only last 2 or 3 years, because things don't last forever on the internet, but you've got to take advantage of it as much as you can right now, and then in 2 years there's going to be another opportunity that's even bigger. Okay? And the other advantage with Google AdSense is that you can actually create a website on any topic that's a commercial topic, and you can still make money from that site. With affiliate programs, the range is quite large, because there's affiliate programs for a lot of different stuff, but not all of those affiliate programs make good money. And there's probably only a limited amount of areas where those affiliate programs actually make money, maybe 50 to 100 areas where you can make really good money with affiliate programs. So with Google AdSense, you're expanded out so that you can make an income from almost any topic of a website that you want to make money from. So as long as it's a commercial website. You know, if it's a website that's not a commercial area, then obviously you're not going to make an income from it, because it all depends on how much the advertiser are bidding for that particular area. So as you can see, I'm not really a speaker as such. I'm just a medical doctor, and I'm just doing this stuff, so I hope you excuse my lack of speaking skills. But I really hope to give you guys some fantastic information that you can actually take home and apply in your internet business and actually get an internet business started. Okay. So, many different topic areas. Good idea to choose something that you're interested in. It's not essential though. There's many people that choose topics that they have no interest in, and they get other people to write the copy for the websites, and they really don't care one iota about that particular topic. So you can do that as well, but it's obviously more fun, and you're going to be more dedicated to it and spend more time on it if you're interested in that particular area. Here's an example of one website which I've got. So all I just ask is you don't copy the words on the site, okay? You can copy the idea. I mean, many people are copying this idea, so I can't really stop you from copying the idea, but please do not copy the words word for word on the site, because if you do, my website and your website will get penalized, because the search engines don't like websites that have the same exact words, okay? So what does this site do? It makes money from Google AdSense and affiliate programs, as I've been mentioning before, and the traffic comes from free traffic from the search engines. So somebody, I mean, I love Google a lot, because when somebody searches on Google, they find my website, or they search on Yahoo, they find my website, they come to my website for free, and then when they come to my website, I get paid by Google for anyone that clicks on the Google ads. So it's like Google's generating the traffic for me and also generating the revenue as well, and then extra revenue from the affiliate programs as well. Okay? So there are many other competitors in this particular niche. It's not a small niche. This is actually satellite television systems in the US. It's got nothing to do with Australia at all. It's completely US only. And it's a satellite television system website. It's got information about satellite TV systems. So here's the actual website. Very simple, words, menu, and on the right-hand side there you can see the Google AdSense, okay, where it says Ads by Google. On there you can see, and the front there you can see the affiliate programs. So if somebody clicks on one of those links there, and they then go to the retailer and then they buy a product, it's all been tracked that it comes from me, and I get a commission for each sale that's made, okay? Sometimes the better affiliate programs, which we're going to talk about in a minute, I get paid even if there's no sale made, but there's just somebody fills in their details and they're interested in the product, okay? So that's what we call a lead affiliate program. So we'll go into that in more depth later. Okay, so Google AdSense, I've already covered this, and as I said, it's probably the best revenue generation method on the internet at the moment. If you've got your own product, obviously that's different, but I'm talking about without having your own product, getting a revenue to your website without even having your own product. This is probably the best method right now. So some of the other speakers have talked about finding a niche. But there's a few different concepts here. The ideal is you want to find a profitable area that people are looking for on the web, but nobody else has a website on that particular area. Okay, so that's one of the keys or ways you can do things, is you can find something that's kind of this little niche area that other people have, that you might not even know about. It might be something to do with a trade, something to do with an electrician's trade, or something to do with some obscure product. Hardly anyone is doing a website on that particular area, but so when you do the website, you can get good listings in the search engines, you haven't got much competition, and when you haven't got much competition, it makes it a lot easier for you to get the traffic to your website. Okay, it's pretty obvious that the web is just like an offline world, in that the more stores that are competing with you, the harder it is to get revenue. Too much competition. So how do you find those little niche areas? It's a combination of doing some research into what people are searching for on the web, which we'll cover later, but also the other aspect is you just coming up with ideas and then searching for them and looking at those ideas on the web and seeing what kind of competition there are. And we'll show you how to do that a bit later. But this is one concept. One way you can do things is finding a niche. But it's not the only way you can do it. By the way, don't go into an area that has low profitability and lots of competition. That's obvious. The other way that you can do things, instead of finding a niche area, is you can go to an area that's not a niche. It's a huge market, like the satellite TV market, but you just take a tiny slice of it. So in the USA, some of these big markets like satellite TV systems, like cellular phones, there's a list of probably 500 different areas like that. Online education is another one that's huge in terms of advertising revenue. Now, if you can take a tiny, tiny slice of that, that tiny slice could easily be $10,000 or $50,000 a year. So, and that's not so hard to do. So you don't always just have to find a really specific niche. You can actually also just find a large market and just try and take a tiny slice of it. And the key to getting that tiny slice is getting some traffic to your website that other people are not getting. So getting some of that, just getting some traffic that other people have forgotten about, and we'll cover how to do that later. So here's some more examples. Contact lenses, debt consolidation, mobile phones. I said cellular phones before because that's what you say in the US. It's cellular phones. They don't say mobile phones. And mortgages is absolutely huge. Pet medications. That's another one that's very interesting. There's not quite as much competition there, but it's a ginormous market. Okay. So you've already had a look at some of the technical stuff, so I probably won't cover this in too much depth, but just so you're aware, it's very cheap. Your hosting and your domain name, you'll have these slides later, but it's just very, very cheap. And you should always look to outsource in terms of getting this stuff done. If you're not a technical person, you must outsource as much as possible. And the ways to outsource is either you get a university student who's really tech savvy to do it for you, or you go to Elance and Rent-A-Coder, which you may have already heard of. Who's heard of Elance and Rent-A-Coder? Can you just put up your hand? Yep. Okay. All right, so I'll explain it in a bit more depth. Okay. So Elance and Rent-A-Coder are basically online marketplaces where you can say, I want this done. So I want a logo done for my web page, or I want a logo done for my information product. So recently I'm doing a software product online, and we got a logo and a virtual box actually for the software. And I think that costs $20 US, and it's a really, really nice design. It's a fantastic design. So that sort of thing, if you can do it yourself, it's almost silly to do it yourself, because you might as well get somebody on Elance or Rent-A-Coder to do it. Most of the time, the people who are doing it they can be anywhere in the world, but you'll find people that are bidding there on from India, from the Philippines, from Eastern Europe, and so they can do things far more cheaply than you can get people in Australia or the US to do them for. And if you find the right person, you can get a really, really good job done as well. But it will take a little bit of time to get that. So you will have to spend some time doing that and finding the right person. And you'll probably have a few mistakes when you first do it. So how do you actually do it? Just go to those websites, Elance and Rent-A-Coder, go online, look at the different projects, fiddle around, and it's pretty self-intuitive once you get there, and how to set up a bid, etc. You put your credit card details in, and with Rent-A-Coder, for example, they'll tell you that you need to put your entire deposit up front. So if your project is $100 or $500, whatever it is, you have to pay that up front, but they put it in an escrow account. So the person does the work for you, but they don't release the funds until you're happy with the work. So that way, the person who's doing the work has the reassurance that the funds are there and that you're not going to rip them off, but you also have the reassurance that the work has to be done properly first before you actually release the payment. So Elance doesn't have that facility. So Rent-A-Coder is probably, in my mind, a slightly better way to get things done. So I'd suggest going with Rent-A-Coder in the beginning. But Elance is probably better if you've got high-level jobs. So if you want something that's done in a very professional way, you can do that on Elance. So what sort of things can you outsource? You can get pages written for you. You can get websites designed. You can get ebooks written for you. You can get software produced for you. You can get people to do little tasks like promote your book, your ebook, or your software or whatever you've produced. You can even, if you want, you can get a virtual secretary, and for example, you might want to have a virtual secretary in the Philippines or India, and you can sort of just shoot them work, and they can get that work done, and then they get back to you, and it's all virtual, all on the internet, and it's very inexpensive. So, for example, I hope this doesn't offend anyone when I'm saying this. I don't consider this to be a bad thing at all. I think it's quite good in that you're providing jobs to people in the Philippines. But the wages there, for example, are $250 a month, and that's a very good wage. And you can get university graduates, for example, and you can hire a university graduate full-time to work for you for $250 a month if you've set up and you contact the right people. Obviously, you've got to find the right person first. So now, when you're starting out, that's not necessarily the way that you want to start out straight away, but as you're building your business, it may be a good option for you. On the other hand, the other end of the spectrum, you might be better off just to find a university student from your local university, because then you can interact face-to-face, you can get things done easier that way. So a bit of, one is not better than the other. And, but I wouldn't suggest hiring, unless you've got a huge budget, I wouldn't suggest hiring a normal web design firm or anything like that to do it for you. Okay. So as I'm mentioning here, you can get a website designed for between $50 and $500. Just for the design should only be $50. Here's actually the Elance site, and it just shows you some of the bids in the website development area. So it's actually a really good way to do research as well, and you can look, and it's quite fun. You can see all the different projects that people are doing, and it's quite an interesting way to do research for other products that you might want to get involved with as well. It's another way you can use Elance and Rent-A-Coder. Here's a bid on Elance, and this is a bid for, can you guys see that at the back of the room, or is it a little bit hazy? Okay, all right, I'll just explain it. It's a design and affiliate investment website, and it says here, I need to create a website similar to www.doublemoneynow.com, not a clone, but similar concept, needs to have an affiliate program. So they're basically getting the person to do the whole thing for them, and they've had bids with an average bid of $1,700 US. So that's obviously a more sophisticated site because they've got a whole affiliate program on there. It's probably a multi-page site. It's quite a sophisticated thing, relatively speaking. So, but some of those bids would probably have only been $200 or $300. But what you can do then is you actually then go through the bids. The great thing about Elance and Rent-A-Coder is you can then look at the bids and you can see all of the individual the feedback that those people have had before. So you can see, have they had good feedback? And if they've had great feedback, you can decide, yes, I'm going to use them. Or if they haven't had good feedback, obviously that's not a good thing. So I mean, this is an amazing tool when you think about it. Just to be able to get these things done for you so easily, so quickly, it's a phenomenal thing. So you should definitely check it out and try to outsource as much as you can. If you don't have the budget to do things, you may have to do some of it yourself in the beginning, but try to outsource as much as you possibly can. Because that way you can concentrate on the important stuff, and the important stuff is marketing. Okay? Now there are certain things that you can't outsource. You can't necessarily outsource the marketing or the high level, the idea, for example, coming up with the right concept or idea of what website you should do. You can't necessarily outsource that. But almost a lot of other things you can outsource. Another thing that's hard to outsource is the copywriting. You can outsource it, but it's hard to find a really good person. So if you're doing your own product and you have a sales letter for it, you need really to pay a lot of attention and get the right person if you're going to outsource that. But simple things like putting up the website or doing the hosting or that sort of thing, you should outsource it. Okay. So, autoresponders. Everyone put up their hand if you understand what autoresponders are. Okay. Okay, good. So most people do. Just realize that it's a crucial key for whatever website you have. As soon as you can, get an autoresponder on there, get people's email address. What it is basically, in a nutshell, is that they put in their email address and then you put in a set sequence of emails that will then come to them at regular intervals. So you should definitely put that on your website. and personalize your autoresponders as well. So it should say, "Hey Rob, I've da 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 da," and so it just makes it a lot better to do it that way. So if you're doing an affiliate website, you may not start off with an autoresponder on there and getting their email address, but as soon as you can, try and get an autoresponder on there, because the email address is extremely valuable and you might want to use it later on to sell them products or whatever. And I mean, the key to that is basically that once you've got their email address, you can get them keep coming back to your website. So for example, if you've got a website that has Google AdSense on it, just think about this concept that if they come to the website once, they click on their Google AdSense once, well, that's great. That's fine. But if you had their email address, you could get them back to the website for specific bits of information. Let's say you have a website on golf, for example, and then you have an email autoresponder that's all about different tips for improving your golf. Okay, so that's really great if you can have them come to the website once. But with the autoresponder, you can say, "Hey, here's another tip. Come to the website. On the website, you'll have Google AdSense. So each time you send out that email, you don't even have to sell a product. You can still get revenue from when they come to the website from the email. They then click on the Google AdSense on the page, and a certain percentage of people will do that. Then you're getting revenue. So each email, once you've built up your list, you can be making sort of $200 an email just from sending out an email. And of course, you're not even doing anything because it's all automated. The emails are just coming out automated. That's what an autoresponder is. And that is a key to it as well. I'd actually suggest that you look at doing an autoresponder as opposed to a newsletter. A newsletter is usually where you go, okay, I'm interested in this topic area. You think about the topic area, you write all about it, and then you send out that email every month or whatever it is. The problem with that is that every month you have to think of something new. Whereas if with an autoresponder, you can actually just put a sequence of 12. If you're doing it once monthly, you probably should do it weekly, because the higher the frequency, the better. That's not entirely true, but at least you should be at least doing it once a week. Sorry, I'm rambling here. I'm talking about so many things, but I'm trying to get as much value as I can for you guys. Okay, so autoresponders. Once a week, you're sending it out. Each time you're sending that out on an automated basis, you're getting more AdSense revenue, or you're promoting an affiliate program and you're getting more revenue from the affiliate program. So that's how you continuously improve the revenue from your site. But if you had to come up with it every week, it would be very annoying. What you can do is actually get somebody in Elance or Rent-A-Coder to write a sequence of 52 autoresponders, to write that for you, and then you just post them on there, and bang, you've got a whole year's autoresponders going for your website. So you get somebody who's interested in golf, for example, to write a golfing tips newsletter that comes out weekly, and you just pop that in the autoresponder thing, and then every week the person's getting an email on golf, and they're coming back to your website as well, and they're buying extra affiliate programs, buying extra products from your affiliate programs. Okay. So it's exciting. I mean, it's just quite amazing when you think about autoresponders. This is like a capability. I mean, you can kind of brush it over, but it's a capability that's kind of unheard of in other businesses, that you can just contact your customers in an automated way every week, and you don't have to do anything, and you just set it up once. You have a product, and you sell your product. And then after they've bought the product, they then get an email from you a week later saying, "Thanks for buying the product. I really appreciate your business." Then a week after that, a bit more. Here's an extra bonus from your product. A week after that, here's another product you might be interested in. I mean, this sort of thing would take, in the old days, either sending out letters or doing phone calls. It's just phenomenal. That's all I can say. It's phenomenal. Okay, so merchant accounts, I won't go into that, but you can have that on the slides later. Just one thing, in Australia, I actually know the largest mobile phone store, the guy who owns the largest mobile phone store online in Australia, and he uses actually, he doesn't use an automated merchant account for an Australian dollar merchant account. He actually just does it manually. So unfortunately in Australia, if you're selling your own product and you have a merchant account, the problem, it's just not easy to get a really good automated service. So you can do it with National Australia Bank and a few others, but I'd suggest when you start off, just get a normal Australian dollar merchant account from a bank, just the normal merchant account, before you go further. And when you're starting off, just do it that way. If you're doing it in US dollars and you must have an automated service, because for certain products you need to have an automated service, then you can look at those services that I've listed there. Okay, so let's go into affiliate marketing now and cover that in some depth. All right, so this is my niche, and if you can manage to get the traffic to the website, and you can manage to get, say, a good niche area like satellite TV, for example, you can get 1,000 visitors a day, which is not that easy, but once you learn the skills, you can do it. Then you should be able to generate with a good niche area $5,000 a month from affiliate programs and another $5,000 from Google AdSense. So that could be your target. Here's an example of a link. So that's actually the affiliate link. So, and that's using the affiliate network iWiz.com. And so you actually have that link there. You put that into your URL browser. It will then redirect to the landing page or the merchant's page. And in this case, it goes to that page there, National Collectors Mint. And then the statistics are recorded by iWiz, and you just get a check from iWiz. So, and that will be a US dollar check. So that was the offer in this case. This is actually an old offer, so it's no longer existent, but it's a good example because I can show you the exact specifics of how this worked, which we'll do in a bit. This is actually the affiliate statistics there that you can see on the iWiz system once you join up for the iWiz, and then it shows here you've got clicks 782, leads 76, and so you've earned, well, I've earned there a total of $1,026. Okay. So what are the keys to being successful with affiliate programs? Firstly, you need to have very relevant traffic, okay? You may already be aware of this, but if you're just putting general traffic from irrelevant topics onto your website, and your website's about golf, you probably won't make any money with that. You need to have people that are interested in golf go to your website. Otherwise, it's kind of useless. The whole point of the web is that it's actually the specific topic areas that people are interested in. They want a website on that topic. Okay. A real key, which I find it makes your affiliate programs a lot more effective, is you look for lead programs rather than sale programs. Okay. This is an important key. So what does that mean? That means if you have a sale program, the person actually has to buy the product, and then once they've bought the product, you get the commission. Okay? With a lead program, they usually either have to fill in their email address, their details, and then you get a lead commission, which can be anywhere from $1 to sometimes $35 or more. In fact, there's some lead programs that pay you $55 just to fill out their contact details. So how would you like to get paid $55 US for someone to fill in their name and address? Sounds pretty good? Okay. So this, to me, is a critical key for success in affiliate programs. How do you find those programs that you're getting paid really fantastic money for something that's pretty easy for people to do? Now, obviously, you still need to get the traffic to the website in order to do that. Now, in the case of the $55 one, I'll tell you what it is. It's actually US life insurance leads. So I imagine these life insurance companies make a lot of money from people that sign up for life insurance. So if every lead that they get is worth a lot of money to them. Every person who's interested in life insurance. So they can afford to pay affiliates $55 just for a lead. And I'll show you where to get that in a minute. So you want high commissions. If you're getting a lead program, you can get by with a slightly lower commission. You can maybe get by with, say, only $4 or $5 commission. Because if it's really easy for someone to just fill in their details, then it's also easy for you to get paid that $4 or $5. But preferably you want $10, $15, $30 per lead. Okay? There are some other programs where you can get paid $1.10 just for someone's zip code, which is like the postal code in the US. So all they have to do is put in their zip code, like 90210 Beverly Hills, and so they put that in there, and then bang, they click submit. You've just been paid $1.10. So that's a pretty good program as well. So, and once again, I'll show you where to get that in a second. Okay. So you also want high conversion rate sites. Now, it's difficult to find that information. Unfortunately, what you're going to need to do is just speak with other people, test things out, ask the affiliate networks, all these sorts of things, and eventually you'll get to find which ones are making the most money and which ones have good conversion rates. Okay, so here are some affiliate networks. So affiliate networks, Commission Junction, Linkshare, Performix, there are a few of those. And CPA networks are the other ones. Now, CPA networks are a little different from affiliate networks. And the reason that they're different is that they're actually aimed more at mass consumer type marketing stuff. So in Commission Junction, for example, there are thousands and thousands of programs on almost every topic, golf, major websites like Dell, things like that. So in those affiliate networks, you'll find those sorts of things. You'll find basically everything. But the thing is, it's very hard to find out which of those actually is going to be effective for you. So on the other hand, and they're good for niche areas. So if you need a website, if you've got a website on golf, well, you'll need to go to the affiliate networks to get a good affiliate program. However, the other CPA networks, what they do is they've actually got only a very limited number of offers, something like 20, 50, sometimes 100 offers, but each one of those offers are extremely effective. They've been specifically targeted, they've been tested, they know that they work, and they usually are lead programs, and so they convert a lot better, but they're not as much niche areas. But I would actually suggest that you start off with those CPA networks because the affiliate commissions or the commissions that you get are so much greater and so much easier to get because they're mostly lead programs. So we're going to log on to one of those in a minute and actually have a look. So I've just already mentioned there that what the CPA networks are. And the reality is what happens with these CPA networks, the CPA networks are actually targeted for mostly three different things, but primarily they're actually from large email owners. So people that have opt-in email lists of several million people, and they send out these offers to their list. Okay, so that's what these CPA networks are targeted to. The second thing they're targeted to is also large websites like Yahoo, massive websites that have banners in general sort of areas. Now they can't necessarily always sell that banner space on the website. So what they then do is they say, let's put an affiliate program on there, but they don't use Commission Junction, hardly ever. They use these CPA networks because they've just got higher commissions, and it's just better pre-selection for them. So that's, and the other one they do it for is people that have pop-up networks, or they want to put something in their pop-ups on their page. They want to have a pop under, those sorts of things. They usually use CPA networks as well. So these CPA networks, by the way, this is a key bit of information that you won't normally find in the kind of the affiliate world when you're looking online and you're sort of seeing what you should do. There's a lot of free information that you can get, but this is a crucial bit of information that you get here that is absolutely key. So, right. So let's just now have a look at Azoogle, which is one of the largest CPA networks. So we're having a look at the different offers on Azoogle. By the way, just to explain to you here, these two toolbars, if you're not aware of them, Google toolbar, which is a great way to search for things just easily using Google, and it also has something here called PageRank, which we'll explain later about, which is useful for getting to the top of search engines, useful measure. And the Alexa toolbar, that's not running right now because it's on a secure site, but it's a toolbar that gives you the ranking of different websites, and it shows you how popular those websites are. So it's really useful to download that, because then you can go to a website and you go, oh, this is a really popular website, or this is some backwater website that nobody goes to, and you can find out straight away what the ranking is for the website. So when you're looking at competitors, you can find out which the biggest competitor is. You should probably have that running the whole time. Just, it's something to have in the background. All you do is go to alexa.com, and it says download the Alexa toolbar, and you just download it. Very easy. Okay, so let's have a look at some of these affiliate offers on Azoogle. And so here's one which is a car. Now you may not all be able to see this, so I'll just explain them to you. This one here is exclusive car quote provider, new car quotes, and the payout is $6. So you get $6 for everyone who fills in their details about getting a new quote for their car. Remember, all of this stuff pretty much is US based. Okay? Australia is really behind the market on all of these things. Australia's too small, really, to do this stuff, mostly. You can do a few things in Australia, but... Okay, here's a credit card, Citi Driver's Edge Platinum Select card, $45. Okay, that's probably not a lead program there. That's probably a sale program. So they'd actually have to sign up for the credit card to get that $45. Okay. Here's an online dating offer, true.com. And here it's $4.25. So let's, so that means, and that's actually just for the sign up. So for a free sign up to an online dating program, you get $4.25. So that's a really good, that's a great lead program. Okay, what do we got here? Here we've got a free download fun cards. So that, and here's another one which is free screensavers. So here's, let's have a look at this free screensaver one. Actually, let's actually have a look at this Smileys one. Smileys one is, the international one unfortunately is only 30 cents. But if we had a look at the US one, the free Smileys US is $1.25. So you get paid a lot less if your traffic is international. Now, unfortunately, we can't look at the US one here because the web is going to detect that we're in Australia, so it's not going to show us the US site. It's going to show us the Australian version. So I'm going to go to the international one here just to show you an example. And here is the link here. This is the affiliate link. So if I just press Control-C, which is copy, I'm just open a new browser window. I'm just going to show you the site here. So for this thing, you get paid $1.25 in the US for every person that downloads these free smileys. Okay? So this is an example. Look, you may not understand why are they paying me $1.25 for someone to download a free smileys. And it's a strange thing, isn't it? Why are they paying me $1.25? Well, first of all, it doesn't matter. Who cares? They're paying you $1.25, right? So it really doesn't matter. But the second thing is, that's basically it. Who cares? The reason is because when you download, I'll just explain the real reason. When they download it, they will then have a toolbar which will then display advertising. So that's the reality. I'm guessing that's the reason why. Or maybe they then collect their email address or something. So I'm not sure exactly why it is, but they're obviously making money from it somehow. Sometimes you'll find that with some of these things, it's not necessarily that they're making a huge amount of money from it, or maybe they are, but they're these massive US companies with multi-million dollar advertising budgets. Now, do you think when a US company spends $5 million for a TV ad, they really care whether the ad works? I suppose they do care whether the ad works, but they often spend millions and millions of dollars on TV advertising that actually doesn't work and doesn't do anything. So the thing with the internet is actually for the advertiser, it usually is so much more effective for them. So anyway, I'm rambling now. Okay. Here's some more examples. Education provider. So this one is a online degrees program, and with this online degrees program, when they sign up, let's say they're interested in studying at an online university in the US, they sign up with their details. They're not actually doing the degree, or it's a lead program, so they're just putting in their details. Here you get paid $25, so that's pretty good. Here's free cell phone, so that's $22. That would be obviously a cell phone with a plan, so it's not really the same as a lead program because they're going to have to sign up for a 12-month plan for you to get that $22. Okay, these ones down here, there's a lot of good offers in there. You can spend hours just going through and having a look at them. But I'm going to have a look at some of these zip offers because these are fun. Let's have a look at this LCD TV screen one. Hopefully this will display even though we're in Australia. So what I did just then is, okay, that was just a pop-up, that other one. So this offer here, so what I did, I'll just explain what I did. I just took the affiliate link here, and then I copied and then pasted it into the browser window here, into the address bar, and then what comes up is this offer. And it says participate now and receive and get a free 15-inch LCD TV, enter your zip code. So you get paid, if I put in 90210 and press enter, I may get paid $1.10. I'm not going to do that because that's not kosher. But obviously what you can't do is you can't just get a list of zip codes and then enter them in. They do have ways of detecting that. There are people who do that, by the way, but yeah, just don't do it. It's not kosher and you shouldn't do it. The thing is, it's not going to be a lasting strategy, and yeah, just don't do it. So why do you get paid $1.10 for someone to fill in the zip code? Once again, who cares? You're just getting paid it, so you just don't really care. This is some kind of survey offer. I'm guessing that what it is that this marketing company gets paid the money from the people. Once they fill in their zip code, they then fill in their other details, like their email address and their other details, and that money or that data in the US is worth a lot of money. So that's probably where they're making their money. Okay, so that's a few of those offers. So spend some time now just to explain a little bit about this Azuga one and these other CPA networks. With the affiliate networks, you can usually just sign up for the network quite easily, and it's just an automated process. So Commission Junction, you can sign up and it just happens. You just sign up and you become a member automatically. When you then, on Commission Junction, go to apply for individual merchants like the Gulf merchant or like Dell Computers or whatever, then you'll have to apply for each one individually. Okay. Now, for this Azoogle and these other CPA networks, they're a little bit more picky when it comes to approving affiliates. And the reason that they're picky is because, exactly what I was saying before, they don't want a whole lot of, they don't want 1,000 people from India basically logging on and then trying to make $5 a month or $10 a month from entering zip codes. Okay, so that happens, and so we're lucky that in Australia it's much easier to get approved for this sort of thing. If you're in India, you probably wouldn't get approved because they can be selective, but you may find problems getting approved. And what you can do is a few things. First of all, you can have a nice looking website which looks really professional and they go, okay, this looks like this is a legitimate operation. You can call them up because usually if you call them on the phone, they'll go, okay, this is a nice guy, he's a real person, okay, I'll just approve him. I mean, generally they're trying to get affiliates, so don't get me wrong and say that they're like rejecting everyone. They're trying to get as many as possible, but they just don't want the fraudulent affiliates, so they have to be careful with that. Okay, Commission Junction, they don't need to worry about that so much because they're mostly pay-per-sale programs, and so you can't really defraud that because they'd actually have to put in their details that actually have to, for the sale program, someone who has to put in the credit card details in order for you to get paid. Okay, so that's a little bit about Azoogle. And so let's go back now. Yes, quick question, yep. Okay, so the question is, how do you know if there's sale or lead offers? Which is a good question. And basically, if we have a look here, sometimes it will tell you this is a lead offer, sometimes it won't tell you. You'll just have to get to know really by looking at the offer and seeing the landing page. So if you see that, as you get more experience with it, you'll get to understand which is which. So for example, if we look at this True.com subscription offer, that's $37.50. That's a sale program. So that's only if the person subscribes to that online dating website, which is the True.com website. However, the True.com one here, which is $4.25, that's a lead program. So you just go through individually. Most of the really low value ones, like the $1 or $2 ones, are all lead. Most of the ones on Commission Junction and the affiliate programs are mostly sale programs. On Commission Junction, it will actually tell you a lead or sale. On here, you're going to have to just go through individually and work it out for yourself. And sometimes it'll tell you and sometimes it won't, unfortunately. So just actually, if any more questions, I'll take a couple more questions. So the question is, when you go onto these affiliate sites...
Yeah, when you go on and you're joining up, so you're getting onto a lot of sites on the net.
Do you get barraged by email and spam? No.
Yeah.
No, these are legitimate operations. They don't release your email address to anyone else. There's very strict email laws now. So if you're joining up to a legitimate site, they're not going to release your email address to anyone else unless they've said that they can do that. And even then, I think there's laws against that anyway. So no, that's not a problem. And getting lots of pop-ups, no, not necessarily. You shouldn't have a shouldn't have a problem with that. So, I mean, this is a kind of a basic question of how to do it. That link that I showed you before, you're going to have to become a little bit familiar with how to actually how basic web page design works, and you can get somebody else to do that for you. You can just if you've got somebody who's familiar with website design, you've got a university student or someone on Elance, you can get them to actually do that bit for you. And you can say, here's the list of affiliate links. I want an ad here to promote this and another ad to promote this. But it's basically something, you put that link into the code on your website page. I can't really explain it from the front of the stage. It's something that you're going to have to learn that little bit about it, of how to do it yourself, or get somebody to explain that to you one-on-one, or get somebody to do it for you entirely, and perhaps to get them to explain it as well. So you could get a university student who's familiar with web design, for example, to just explain to you, how do I do this? And it's not that difficult though, so it's quite easy. So I mean, this is actually something as well. I've got, like all of the speakers, we've got a course at the which actually explains exactly all of the steps of how to do that as well. So. Yep, another, yes?
Going back to the autoresponder and leaving a website address, can you actually leave more than one? Can you put two in?
Can you have more than one
website address? When you send the autoresponder with a website address on there, can you leave more than one?
I'm not sure that I completely understand the question, but when you have an autoresponder, what an autoresponder is sending out a sequence of emails. So the person puts in their email address and their name, and then they sign up to get a sequence of emails. So it might be a course on golfing, and then each week they'll get an email. In that email, you can put your website in the email, and you can put them in another page on your website that they actually will then click on that link. They will then go to your website, and then once they've gone to your website, they can then click on Google AdSense, and then you make an income from the Google AdSense. Does that make sense? Yep. One more question up the back there.
Does that person in turn have an opportunity to cancel that email anytime they want to?
Yes,
I mean,
the law. The law states now that they have to have a way to cancel. They have to opt in first of all. You can't send emails to people that haven't opted in. And if they've opted in, if you use any of these autoresponder services, which I mentioned before, like aweber.com, they require you to have an opt-out. You can't even unselect that. It's an absolute requirement. So all they have to do is they click on that link and then they opt out. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. So, and we'll have more questions later on. So here are some affiliate directories where you can find, and some forums where you can find out more information. Now, if you're a total beginner at this sort of stuff, there's going to be a while where you're going to need to really go into some real study and research, and this is not going to be like you just spend 2 days and then you suddenly get your website up and making money. It's going to be you sitting in front of the computer, learning each step of the process, working out how to do it. There's a few ways where you can actually get some of that information for free on the web, and that's some of the areas where you can get that as free information on a lot of things about affiliate programs. Associateprograms.com, profitpuppy.com is my site. It's got a lot of good information on how to set up an effective page and make money from affiliate programs. Another way you can do things is you can go onto some web forums. You probably need to get your knowledge up from a base level to kind of base intermediate before you start asking questions online, because you don't want to ask the really, really basic questions, or maybe you can if you want to see what response you get. But Best Web and Webmaster World, and there's just a couple of forums you've got there which are free ways to ask questions, and also just sort of read up what other people are doing. It's quite a good thing to do to learn more. Okay. So how do you actually build a successful affiliate site? Firstly, you pick the topic area, a profitable niche, and then you need to then pre-sell. So you don't want to actually really sell the products, the affiliate products. So say you've got a site on golfing, you don't want to have a site that has this whole sales pitch about this is the best golfing product, you must buy it now, da 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 da, because people are not going to respect your website if you do that. Instead, what you want to do is you want to have a website which has quality information about golf, and it really lists a whole lot of great information about golf, and then it says, oh, and if you want to buy this, this is a great place to buy it from. That will be, and then you put your affiliate link in there, where the bit where it's a great place to buy it from. You'll get much better results from that than you will from actually selling, hardcore selling. So that's what we call pre-selling, or you're just sort of warming them up and you're recommending websites. And of course, you want to recommend websites that you know are good and products that you know are good, because that's the value that you're adding from your site. That's the value you're adding by having your website, is that you've got a really good recommendations on there. So you need to spend your time and research finding out what the best things are that you should be recommending. And the other thing is banners don't really work, text links do. So you want to use text links to those. You don't want to just have a page with a bunch of banners, you know, for the different products that you're trying to sell. It doesn't work. You want just down-to-earth, friendly copy, friendly words explaining about that particular topic area, and then text links to the actual website that you're linking to. Okay, so also another key, this is sort of a key for copywriting when you're writing a sales letter. You always need to have a headline. Or whatever page you have on your website, even if it's not a copywriting page, you should have a headline. And all of the things that you've already learnt about copywriting apply to building your website. So you want to really persuade people, not necessarily to buy, but you want to persuade them to read your web page, and you want to persuade them that this is a great website to read. You want to persuade them to read the next page. You want to persuade them to sign up for your autoresponder. So all of those things, you want to persuade them for those things. With an information site or an affiliate site, you're not actually persuading them to buy. You're only linking to other people that then persuade them to buy. But you still need to persuade them of all those other things. Okay. So with an affiliate site, the more content, the more good content that you can come up with, the better. The other thing I'd like you to have a look at is, if you're doing a website on golf, for example, look at your competitors' websites. Look at what websites there are out there on golf. And if you want to do it properly, then what you should be looking at ideally is doing a website that's better than the competitors. Okay, now that's not always going to be possible because there's some phenomenal websites out there. What you can do is you can pick a particular sub-niche area, so you might do about golf, you know, tourist resorts or something like that, and then you can do a website on that that's better than any other website on the web. And that way, by doing that, you're then becoming the top of the market. You're providing value for people when they come to your website, and people are more likely to come back to your website, and it's just better all around. Of course, I mean, there are many ways to do this. This is not the only way to do this, doing really, really good content. The other end of the spectrum is to do automated pages, which are just automated content, and that works extremely well as well. I'll give you a little tip, for example, and I'll plug one of the other speakers' products at the same time. The guy a friend of mine who's earning $1,000 a day, he started off by using a product of Moran's, which is Directory Generator. So that's how he started. A little tip. But I mean, that's one strategy. But the other end of the spectrum is having a really good quality site. And I think that in the long term, the better quality site you can have, the more visitors you're going to have, the more repeat visitors you're going to have, the more people will subscribe to your newsletter or your autoresponder, etc., etc. So, okay. So Google AdSense. Let's just go into that in a bit more depth and how it actually works. So you might have already heard of Google AdWords, and Google AdSense is kind of like the opposite end of the spectrum, but it's the same thing. So with Google AdWords, what happens is you're actually spending your advertising money to advertise on Google. Okay? With Google AdSense, you're getting the advertiser's money. Okay? So it's actually the similar system. With the Google AdSense system, you're using the same Google AdWords system, but with Google AdSense, you're getting paid for each click. With Google AdWords, you're paying for every click. Okay. Now, you can tell how much each topic area is worth on Google AdSense. There's a way to tell that, and that's to go to overture.com. Just let me know, have you heard of overture.com before, you guys? Okay, about half the room. So overture.com is a very simple way to find out roughly how much each topic area is going to be worth on Google AdSense. So you might want to look at golfing, for example, and see how much people are bidding and paying on Overture. Okay, just to explain, Overture and Google are the two major competitors in this space. So in what we call the pay-per-click advertising space. So with both of them, you're paying for every click on the ad. So with Overture, you pay for every click. With Google AdWords, you pay for every click. With Google AdSense, you get paid for every click. Okay. Now, you can't tell with Google AdWords how much people are paying. You can't tell that very easily. But with Overture, you can tell exactly how much the competitors are paying for each topic niche area. And Overture and AdWords are kind of similar. You might be, with Overture, it might be slightly higher amounts. And what you'll find is that with AdSense, you'll get paid roughly 20 to 40% of how much people are paying on Overture. Okay, and I'll show you how to actually find out what people are paying on Overture in a second. So if people on Overture are paying $5 per click, you may get paid, and this is no guarantee, it's a very rough estimate, but you may get paid $1 per click. If people are paying $1 on Overture, you may get paid 20 cents per click. Okay. So to find out this information on Overture, you go to overture.com, and then you've got here the Advertiser Center, and here you've got the search term suggestion tool. You may not be able to see that from the back, but on the right-hand side, there's these tools. So you can see that. And search term suggestion tool will tell you how many people are searching for each term. And then the bids tool tells you what people are bidding for each term. So, so let's have a look at that. So here's the search term suggestion tool. So online dating, for example, says there's 5 million people that search. That's a lot of people. That's per month. That's a huge number of people. So there are a lot of people that are interested in online dating. So, and then you've got all of the derivatives of online dating as well. So yeah, you've got online dating service, free online dating. Let's see, what else have we got? Adult dating online, risque, okay. Online dating UK. So you've got all of those derivatives of the sub-markets of that as well. Okay. So how useful is it to have this information, by the way? If you weren't aware of this before, I'm sure most of you are already aware of some of these tools, but this information is incredible. Just to know the size of a market before you're going to go into it. If you were to do that in a normal business, the normal business world, it would probably take you, probably cost you like $10,000 of market research to find out that information, and you've got it in a second for free. So just think about that. That's pretty phenomenal. Okay, here's the bids for online dating. So remember that site before, the Rosalind Gardner site, sagehearts.com. So she's making money from this online dating area. And so you can see that it's a very competitive area, that people are bidding $2 per click. So that's a lot of money to pay. Okay, now you, as the affiliate, you're not going to be able to pay $2 per click, okay? Because these are the big boys. These are Personals, Yahoo.com, Match.com. These are the largest websites out there with you know, $10, $50 million budgets, and they don't care if they spend $100,000 or $500,000 a month on advertising on Overture. So you're never going to be able to pay that. However, what you can do is you can get paid from Google AdSense. If we're talking here, we're talking $2. 1/5 of that is about 40 cents. So you can get paid 40 cents for every time somebody clicks on your Google AdSense. So very nice. So it's a good idea to spend some time just like looking at different areas, and it's quite fun as well. You'll find some areas that are like phenomenal. Some of the, I think one of the largest ones was mesothelioma attorney in the US, which is basically some kind of lawsuit. It's basically people that are trying to get lawsuits from having asbestos. Now, these lawyers are obviously making so much money from this that they can afford to pay, at some stages they were paying $100 per click. So can you imagine that? You go online, you search online for mesothelioma, and you go, oh, that looks interesting, click. You just charge someone $100 US. It's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And, well, even just the $2, you think about the volume of that. I mean, that's not $100, but so many people are searching for that. It would probably, I'm guessing here, but for personals.yahoo.com, I'm guessing that they would spend $10 million a year on advertising that for that particular area. So it could be more, I don't know. So it's a phenomenal amount of money. So, and as I mentioned before, the exciting thing is that with Google AdSense, you can get a little slice of that as well. Now, the other thing you can do, later on, we're going to talk about how you don't want to pay that $2, but you can try and get some clicks for only 5 cents or 10 cents. And when you get those clicks, it can actually make money for you and work for you. So I'll discuss how to do that a little bit later. But mostly, even better than that, you want to get free traffic to your website and then get paid from Google AdSense, because then you don't have to pay anything for your advertising, and it's totally free. And that's through getting to the top of the search engines in Yahoo or Google and getting free listings in the search engines. And I'll also cover that a little bit in the slides a bit later. Okay. Here's an example of an online dating site, and there's some Google AdSense on the side there. So how do you improve your revenue with Google AdSense? Like, how do you make sure that your revenue is as high as possible? So the first thing is, the more prominently you display it, the better. So if you've got Google AdSense and you put it, you'll notice some websites are a little bit cheeky. Perhaps even websites that I might have designed are a little bit cheeky, in that they've got a headline and then they've got a big block of AdSense just below the headline. So the first thing the person sees is the AdSense. So guess what? You know, there's a lot of click-happy people on the internet. You know, they go, oh, click, 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 click. So the first thing they see is there, and they go, click. So sometimes you can get click-through rates, which is what percentage of people click through. Could be anywhere from 10 to 40% or of people clicking through. So, and that's obviously a good thing, because the more people that click through, the more clicks you get paid for. So the larger text box size is the best, and the blue headline, just like the normal text, also works the best. That's a little tip as well. So that's just to improve this, the way it works for you. Okay, so you want to have it look like it's just a normal link. Okay, because people generally don't respond. They don't like advertising. They don't respond to advertising. That's why Google advertising works so well, because even though you can kind of tell it's advertising, but it just, in some ways, for someone who's not really looking at it properly, might just look like a text link. And if they're interested in the content on the text link, they'll click on it. So text links are proven to work much better than banner ads. So you should always use text links. Okay. And so the other thing you want to do is you want to do that research to find the high value areas, the high value topic areas, and then when you find those areas with the high CPC, which I've listed there, which means cost per click, when you find those areas, then do your website specifically on that topic area, and that content area. Okay. So I just want to gauge where everyone's at. So I just want to take another couple of questions again, just to see that everyone's kind of following what I'm talking about, because I'm going very fast. So just want to make sure that everyone's following.
Hi, yeah, I understand about the Google AdWords, how to get them on.
Yep.
But how do you get the AdSense ads? Like, where do you get them from? And how do you, like, say your niche is dog food, for example.
Okay.
How do you find the AdSense ads for that and put it on your site?
So what you do is you just go to Google AdSense, which I think is adsense.google.com. And so you go to that website, and then you just sign up. But you have to have a website already. And you have to have a reasonably good-looking website. So you can't get AdSense without getting your website. So you need to get your website, get some nice content on there first, and make it look nice. And they prefer, like if it's a dog food website, what they want to see is like a 10-page or a 20-page website, which is all about dog food. It's got lots of good information on there.
Hi. I've actually tried to do some site link stuff without any success, but I'm just wondering, can you do just AdWords, until you get a website set up? Like without having a website, but do affiliate programs?
Okay, do AdWords directly to affiliate programs, yeah. It's a strategy you can definitely use. I actually explain, in my course, I explain exactly the best way to do that, which is a really powerful way to do that. But yeah, you can do Google AdWords directly to affiliate programs, and I would definitely recommend that as a way to start, because it's easy to get started without actually having your own website. But if you want to do this seriously, if you want to make a full-time income, then you're going to have to start developing your own website. So with the AdWords to affiliate program strategy, it is getting a little harder to do that now. And you can probably, if you're good at it, you can make maybe $1,000 a month from that. But if you're really good, you can make more. But it's tricky to make huge income from it. But it's a very useful thing to do, because it's exciting, because you can actually do it, and you don't have to even have your own website, and you're starting to make an income from day one. And that's the real crucial advantage to it, whereas other strategies take a bit longer to develop. One more question?
Hi, it's probably just a little bit out of what we're doing at the moment.
Yep.
But when you set up your link for your searches, when it comes up on the screen as you know, you've got a list of searches, say for the dog food, and it comes down, you have your heading, and like it highlights where dog food has come up in your description, but it might just be a text. Are you able to sort of cut and shut that so that what comes up in the text is, you know, it's got something that's going to interest people, so that they, you know, decide that they want to go through that site?
I'm not quite following what you're saying. Where is this text that you're talking about?
Like when you search through Google,
Yep.
and say you hit dog food as your search,
Okay, yep.
and then there'll be, say, 10, and they'll all have separate headings.
Oh, okay, so if you're getting your website listed for free in Google, is that what you're saying? You got a free listing in Google?
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess so, yeah.
And then your website has come up in Google. Can you change what that says on the listing? And the answer is yes, you can, yeah. And that's part of the way you design the page. You want to design it so that what it says, usually it says the title of the page first. So the title is the bit right at the top of the page on your browser screen. So it's basically, when you're designing a web page, there's something called a title. And so you want to design that title in a way that really entices people. So it might be like, fantastic free information on how to get dog food, on the best dog food for your dog or whatever.
Right. Okay, thanks.
Okay. All right, so let's keep going. And so we've talked about how to improve your revenue with Google AdSense. So let's just cover keyword research just quickly. And this is a very important strategy because it's actually the first step. Before you do anything, you need to do keyword research, okay? And the reason you need to do that is you need to know exactly what people are searching for, and you need to find out, first of all, you need to do it to research what markets you want to enter into. You need to research it for keywords for getting the Google AdWords, for getting cheap clicks on Google AdWords. You need to research. You need to also do keyword research for getting free listings in the search engines. So this is it's a skill that you need to develop. Don't think of it as something that's kind of a thing that you do on the sidelines. It's actually a crucial skill that you need to spend time on and develop in your internet business. Even if you have a product like an information product, let's say you've got a DVD set on how to improve your golf score, then you still need to do a lot of keyword research to find out what are people looking for when it comes to golfing. Are they looking for that kind of product? And so you need to look into that. Okay. So, as I mentioned also, how you can get cheap traffic. Okay. So how do you do keyword research? We already had a look before at Overture. So you go onto overture.com, and that's a free tool for doing keyword research. And it gives you that listing. Remember we saw before how many keywords people are searching for with online dating. So the other one is Word Tracker, which is a paid service. And you can just do that for a brief time or the whole year. But if you're doing this as a serious business, you'll want to use Word Tracker. You can start off, before you're actually earning any money and when you want to keep your costs low, you can just use Overture. But as you get and develop it, you want to start using Word Tracker because it gives you a whole lot more functionality. Okay. So here's Word Tracker. And so when I put in online dating into Word Tracker, on the left-hand side there, it gives you related keywords. So the related keywords are keywords which are in similar types of markets. So you've got dating, personals, love, singles, romance. So Word Tracker has this really complicated heuristic algorithm. So can we just get that on the screen there? Okay, you might find that hard to see. It's a little small, but on the left-hand side, what it is basically the related keywords. On the right-hand side, you've got the actual different derivatives of the online dating. So it's online dating, free online dating service, and it gives you the count and the over here, which means how many people are searching for that per day. It's a rough indicator of how many people are searching per day on Google for those different topic areas. Okay, so that's the Word Tracker system. You'll need to spend some time going through and familiarizing yourself with the system. then what you'll want to do is you'll want to do a slightly different strategy for your Google AdWords and for your free search engine traffic and for other types of keyword research. So you'll need to spend quite a few hours on keyword research. Don't think of it as something that's just 30 minutes. It's hours of time looking for related markets. So for example, I'll just give you one quick example how you could do that. You might find that there's too much competition in the online dating keyword. So too many people there's too many websites, too many people are bidding for it. It's just not really possible for you to get a search engine ranking for that keyword. But you look at another one and it's personals ads, and there's not that many competing sites for that area. So you can actually then easily find your, you can create a website and get good search engine rankings for that particular area. Okay. So getting traffic. So that's what we're going to get onto now. Isn't this exciting? So now we're actually we've got our website, we've got our Google AdSense up. How do we actually then get traffic to the website? So, I mean, no money starts turning around until we can get the traffic. So this is crucial, obviously. So before you even get started with the traffic, what you need to know is you need to know the metrics. Okay, metrics are crucial. So the metrics are how much do you need to spend in order to make the money that you're making on the page. So, well, actually, there's a few different metrics that you need to know. But one is how much money you're making for every person that visits your site. So if every person that visits your site, you're making $1, that means you can probably afford to spend 20 cents for each person that you bring to your site. Or, of course, you can get people there for free, in which case you can get as many as you want. But you need to know these things. Now, obviously, it's going to take you a little time to develop that. You can get an idea from the Google AdSense indicator that I told you before. So if people are going to pay 20 cents for clicking on the Google AdSense, you're probably not going to make $1 for every person that visits the page because it's a low topic area. Okay, so yeah, it's like it's important that you know exactly what that sort of range is before you even start, and then when you actually got your website and you're measuring it, then you find out how much it is. So if you're making $1 for each person that clicks on the AdSense, and let's say that 40% of the people are clicking on the AdSense, that means you're making 40 cents per visitor to the page. Is everyone clear with that? So $1 per person that clicks on the AdSense, 40% of the people are clicking on the AdSense, that's 40 cents per visitor. What you can then do is you can also have other affiliate programs on there and you can make extra money from that page as well. So that's, in that case, you don't want to spend any more than probably 5 or 10 cents because you want to give it a good, like a good ratio of how much you're spending to how much money you're making. Okay? So you want to get multiple sources of traffic. We're going to cover exactly what they are, but you want multiple sources of traffic. And you also want to look for targeted traffic as well. It must be absolutely targeted. Okay, we're just going to take we've covered a lot of information now. So we're just going to take a quick break. And we're going to get back into this material in a bit. So thanks for your attention. I know we've covered a whole lot of stuff.
Right, guys, what we're going to do is going to have a massage break. Okay, so everybody up on their feet, please. Okay.
So who would like to spend $1 and make $3? Okay. So who would like to do that 1,000 times a day or 100 times a day? Okay. So this is what this is really all about. How do you get the free traffic or the paid traffic? How do you make it so that whenever you spend money on advertising or you get the traffic for free, you're constantly in this revenue generating cycle? So, I mean, I actually have as an example, I have some, I've done all of the spectrum of these things. So I've done the things where you actually advertise the affiliate programs directly. And sometimes on particular ones on that I make several $1,000s a month just advertising for affiliate programs directly. That's without even having my own website or anything like that. And I know that every month I spend $1,000 in advertising, I'm going to make $3,000. So it's like this constant revenue generating machine. So it's very, very exciting. Okay, so that's that strategy. Then the next strategy that I've got is I've got the Google AdSense. So I've got all these pages that have got Google AdSense on them, and then I get free traffic from the search engines on them. So that's the other strategy. So you're constantly with that, you're getting hundreds of visitors from the search engines, people searching on Google, and then they're clicking every day and getting money from that. So you want to, you can also get referral traffic. So with my Profit Puppy site, for example, a lot of people see the site and then they go, wow, this is a great site, it's got really good information. So people are then referring it to other people, and that's another source of traffic. You've got emails, that's another source of traffic. You've got the autoresponders. You've got offline methods. There's a huge number of types of traffic that you can use. What it's about for you is just working out a method that's going to work for you, because you actually can earn a good income just from one method, even just from search engine optimization. My friend before that's earning $1,000 a day, it's just search engine optimization. What does that mean? That means getting to the top of the search engines. And it's just that. It's just free listings in the search engines. Okay? Other people don't do any free listings in the search engines, but they get traffic, paid traffic, and they pay for advertising on Google, on pay-per-click advertising on Google and Overture, and they make a really good full-time income just from that. Or other people have a website that's a fantastic website that people love, and it's got a really good referral strategy for it. And then people just refer it on and on to other people, and they get an awesome revenue from that as well. So don't get sort of boggled down, oh, well, how do I get the traffic? How do I get the traffic? Try as many things as possible. That's a crucial element. Try as much as you can, because if you fail at the first method, that doesn't mean that it didn't work, that there's no method that works. You just need to try another method. You've got to just try as many methods as possible and try to try everything. Once you stumble on it and you work out a good traffic method that's working for you, it's extremely exciting. When you get that first check, or when you start getting that first traffic, and then the traffic converts into the affiliate sale, and you look on your screen and you see you get your first affiliate commission. It's like, wow, I earned $20, and then you can actually get like those email notifications where they email you after each sale, and it's like, oh wow, I got email, you just made another sale, you made $20, and then you get another email, made $20, and then like after a little while you're going, bloody junk mail, I got like, oh, get rid of this thing. Another $20, get rid of that junk mail. Yeah. So I'm serious, like you get too many, you want to get rid of those. So anyway, but I think for you guys, I mean, I've covered a lot of details so far, and I'm going to go into even more details. I'm trying to give you lots of information. But really, information is not the only key here. The real key is getting excited about it, and then once you've got excited about it, then getting your first sale and getting your first income. Because once you get your first income and you made $20 or $50, then you go, wow, this actually can work, this is real, and then you deposit your check and then you take it from there. So anyway, I just wanted to infuse you with a little excitement there. So we just got one question there, so yep, just shout it out. Okay, so the question was, question about if you don't have a site, but you just got a direct link from Google AdWords, how does that work? Okay, so yeah, I will get into that a little bit more a little bit later on, yeah. So, but the major element to that is getting that traffic on Google AdWords for 5 cents when other people are paying $1. So if other people are paying $1 and you're able to pay 5 cents, then you're able to get your visitors and for only 5 cents. And then if you're making on average, say 40 cents per visitor, then you're making a profit from that. So that's sort of the crucial strategy there, is trying to get the traffic really cheap. So we're going to cover how to do that, how to actually get traffic cheaply with Google AdWords. So, because normally it is expensive. Most of the time now it does cost $1 or more for every click on Google AdWords, but there are some like little keys where you can get 5-cent clicks. And so if you're making 40 cents or $1, let's say you're making $1 per visitor, say for example that, let's take one of those lead sites. Let's take, say, the online education one, and you're making $25 per lead. Now, if you think about it, for every person that visits the site, probably maybe 1 in 5 or 1 in 10 are going to sign up as a lead. I mean, they're interested in online education. They don't have to buy anything. So you're getting paid $25 per lead. If it's 1 in 10, that means you're getting paid $2.50 for every visitor. Does that make sense to everyone? So $25 for every 10 visitors. So it means for every visitor, you're getting paid $2.50. Okay? So now, if you're getting paid $2.50, you could actually afford to pay $1. Okay? And you could still make a profit because you pay $1, you get paid $2.50. Okay? But the problem is that probably $1 is not enough for the major keywords, because obviously everyone else would be doing it if $1 was enough. So what you can do is find those little niche keywords that are only 5 cents. So we'll cover that in a sec. Okay. So and then if you're paying 5 cents and then you're earning $2.50, well, that's huge. I mean, that's a massive profit margin. That if you're spending like $50 a month, that's, I don't know, my maths is not working here, but there's probably around $2,000 a month for $50 spend. Okay, so it's really crucial that you track everything. Very critical that you track and test and measure everything. Okay, so you need to track what links people came from. Now, obviously, if you're a beginner, this is a little bit, how do I track? How do I do this? Don't worry about it. As you get more advanced, you'll understand how to do that. But just understand that you need to just track. For example, you can't just spend the $1,000 and not know how much money you've earned. You need to know exactly how much money you've earned. Okay, so let's go on to Google AdWords and explain how to get those 5-cent clicks on Google AdWords. Okay, so you'll need to familiarize yourself with Google AdWords later on. I cannot explain the entire system to you now because it's quite a complicated system. So if you haven't used it, you'll need to familiarize yourself, and you'll need to spend a few hours going through and actually you'll sign up. It's easy to sign up. It's only $5. And then you pay for each click after that. So it's quite easy. But once you've signed up, you're going to have to spend some time familiarizing yourself. The ads are on the side of Google. When somebody searches on Google, they're on the side bar on Google. And the position of your ad depends on how much money you're spending, so how much you bid per click. So if you bid $20 per click, you're probably going to be up the top. So more people are going to see your ad. If you're bidding only 5 cents, you're going to be right down the bottom, or you might not even come up on the page if you're bidding too low. Okay? And the other thing is, you can't just have ads for any, like you can't advertise golf for somebody who's searching for baby food, because you have to have very specific ads. And the way Google determines that is Google makes you have a minimum click-through rate, or a minimum amount of people that click on the ads. Okay, so they need to make sure that your ads are relevant to what people are searching for. So here's an example. So if I search for software, I'll just explain what this is here, and if you can't see it down the back of the room. But if I search for software, these are the free listings on the left-hand side of the page there. So there's people that come up there for free. Okay, And then on the right-hand side, these are the sponsored links, which are the Google AdWords links. Okay, so these people here that are advertising, they're spending whatever they're spending, probably 10 cents, $1, $2 per click for everyone that clicks on each of those ads. And you can see that all those ads are related to software, because what those people have done is they've made sure that the keyword that they're targeting is the same as the keyword that the person's typed in. So if the person's typed in software, then this particular ad comes up here, which is for buyquick.com.au. So this buyquick.com.au can actually have a list of 1,000 keywords. It might be software is one of them. It might be software systems. It might be cheap software, all sorts of different keywords. And whenever somebody types in one of those keywords, their ad comes up. Okay? So just a question over here.
I just wanted to know, why are the ones on the left-hand side free? What have these people done in order to get them as free? Maybe it's a silly question, but I still don't understand why they're free. They're at the top of the list there on the left-hand side. Someone else is paying good dollars to get on the right-hand side. How did they get there for free?
Okay. How do they get there for free? Well, the way that Google is Google has a very complicated algorithm that they determine which sites are the most relevant for software. Okay, and they've got a way that they say this site is the best site about software on the web, and they say, okay, I'm going to put this software site #1 for software. In this case, the site is download.com, which is a site where you can download software for free on the web. It's a very popular website. So Google the reason why Google have great search results is that they have a team of 50 PhDs that are out there researching and finding out how can we get the best results. But they don't make any money from these results. They only make money from the paid results, which are on the right-hand side. Okay, so the free results, Google makes no money from at all. So just one more question over here.
I noticed all the ads on the right are mainly Australians. How do you target an international audience if you're doing it from Australia when they seem to only rank them with Australia at the top?
Okay, so that's a good question. The ads that are displayed here are Australian ads, and the reason for that is because I searched for this in Australia, and Google works out where you're from, and then it will determine ads and will show you only ads that are that are Australian ads if you're coming from Australia. If you're in the US, it'll show you US ads. If you're in the UK, it'll show you UK ads. Okay, so it knows, Google knows exactly what country you're searching from. So that's how it can determine that you're showing the Australian ads. Now, if you're trying to advertise to the US, you can see what those ads are. There's a trick to do that. And the way to do that is on the address bar, you type in, you search for it first, you search for software, press enter, and then you put and GL equals US. Okay, just a little trick there. And that will show you the ads that the US people will see. So if you're doing US ads and you want to see what the US people are seeing, then you type in the and sign, GL equals US. So that's how you can see what they're seeing. So just one other question there.
Question regarding the sponsored links. Is it possible to find out what all 8 there are paying?
Unfortunately, with Google, you cannot find out what they're paying. So with Overture, you can, but with Google, you cannot. They don't tell you that. So no, you can't find out. One more, yep.
With Karen's question about this us being in Australia,
yep.
For us, and we're doing the advertising, we want the business. We want it worldwide,
So when you advertise on Google AdWords, you can choose which countries you advertise in. So it'll allow you to select Australia, Brazil, US. You can even select individual states in the US. And I don't know if you can do this yet, but soon you'll be able to select individual states in Australia as well. So you can make it so that you only display your ads to those people. So if your ad is only relevant to US people, it'll only display to US people. But if it's worldwide, you just say worldwide and it'll display to worldwide.
That doesn't affect the cost at all, does it?
Well, usually you have to pay more money advertising in the US than you do in Australia. So for every click in the US, it might be $2 or $3, whereas in Australia it might only be 50 cents. So usually you have to pay more in the US. Okay. All right. So how do you get these 5-cent clicks? It comes back again to the keyword research. That's the key. Okay, the key is finding keywords that are these little keywords that other people have forgotten about. Okay, I just want to show you before I explain that. I want to explain that if you don't know about Google AdWords, you'll need to go and look at the Google AdWords Professional Program, which is a free way to get more information on it. And you can get a whole tutorial, which is about a 5-hour tutorial on Google AdWords, and it actually explains how to become a professional. So it's to the depth where you can be a professional advertising person who actually then is actually doing campaigns for other people. So that's the level of depth that you can get there, and that's free. So it's a really, really good program that you should look at. And you'll need to, you can't sort of learn in 2 hours. For me on stage, I couldn't teach you in 2 hours how to do Google AdWords. It's really it's a 5 to 10 hour process. It covers, about half of it is covered in the Professional AdWords program. Another half you can learn either from my course or from somewhere else, that you cover exactly how do you get those really cheap 5-cent clicks that when other people are paying $2 or more. So I'm going to explain the basics of it now, but the reality is you're going to really need to spend more time going through it in more detail. Okay, so the key is keyword research. Your ad copy is the second key. So you need your ad copy, which is like, what is the words that you're using in the ad? It needs to be like really enticing so that lots of people are clicking on it. What that does is it means more people click on it, and then Google sees that more people are clicking on it, and they make your ad more prominent or bring it higher up on the page when you do that as well. Okay, and it just all accelerates the process. Okay, so don't worry about those last two things there. You'll learn more about that when you do the Google AdWords Professional Program. Okay, so let's explain how I did this AdWords to affiliate program strategy. How did I make money going straight from AdWords to an affiliate program without having my own website? First of all, the first key is knowing an offer that works. In this case, it was a Reagan coin offer, which was paying $13.50. And this is a totally US offer, obviously. It's got nothing to do with Australia. And so the first crucial key is finding that offer. So on Azoogle, for example, you can find some really good offers there. And a lot of those will be good lead offers that you'll be able to do this with. The next step is you want to promote it on Google AdWords, and you want to get those 5-cent clicks, which we'll explain in a sec. So, and then basically, in this case, I made a total of $1,026, and I spent $72 in advertising. The total amount of work is 1 to 2 hours. Now, it's going to take more when you do it the first time, because researching the keywords and making Google AdWords work takes a lot longer than that when you do it the first time. But after you've done it 4 or 5 times, it should only be 1 or 2 hours. So how do you find those right keywords? As I mentioned, Word Tracker and Overture. And you've just got to find, basically, to get the 5-cent clicks, you've got to find keywords that other people forgotten about or don't know about. So it could be misspellings, okay? It can be keyword phrases without spaces. Here's a few tricks here, by the way, that are kind of like, you might already know some of these secrets, but if you apply these are how to get the 5-cent clicks, okay? So keywords, phrases without spaces. What that means is if you're searching for online dating, online space dating, someone might actually search for online dating without a space. So you get that? So you might ask, well, why would anyone search for online dating without a space, online dating without a space? I have no idea why they search for that, but they do. Some people search for it without a space. So now, if you have got your Google AdWords campaign set up for online dating without a space, you might have to pay $5 for online dating with a space, but you might only have to pay 40 cents for online dating without a space. Okay? So when you do like a combination of these little tricks, you can start to get those 5 or 10 cent clicks. The second thing is to combine lots of different keywords so that you combine 2 words together in many different variations. So here's an example. So let's say you wanted to advertise your boat service, and you've got a service where you're selling boats. Okay, so what are people going to search for when they're searching for selling boats? They might search for chartering boat. They might search for used boats. They might search for sailboats. They might search for speedboat. All of these keywords you can find in Word Tracker or in Overture when you spend that time researching and finding those keywords. So you want to make sure that you combine all of these. So you get the person who's searching for chartering boat, charter boats, charter boating, etc., etc. You want to get every single combination there. Now, the more keywords you get, the better. The more chance you're going to hit one of those 5-cent keywords, and the more chance you're going to be able to go, okay, I can spend 5 cents here and make $1 from that particular keyword. Okay? So the key is getting as many keywords as possible. In some cases, hundreds or even thousands of keywords, and because then you're going to find a few of those keywords that other people have missed. Okay? So this is how you're going to get those 5-cent clicks. Okay? Now, it does take some time. This is kind of the work aspect of it. But if you're expecting to spend $50 and make $1,000, or spend $50 and make $500, or whatever kind of ratio you can get, you can't expect that it's going to take no work at all. You've got to do some work, okay? And this is the bulk of the work. Once you've learned how to do the system, this is where the work actually is. It's actually in researching the keywords, finding those cheap keywords. Okay. So some other little tricks that you can do, which some little sly tricks, shall we say. Misspellings. You can even bid on the brand names of your competitors or other websites. Now, there have been, obviously, some competitors don't like that, because if you're, for example, if you're advertising your compact computer and your ad for compact computer comes up when somebody searches for Dell computers, Dell's not going to be very happy. But Google's had a number of lawsuits about this, and they've won all the lawsuits except in France for some reason. France, they don't allow it. But everywhere else, they pretty much allow this. There are some specific keywords where they won't allow it, but generally they do allow it. So it's tricky, isn't it? Isn't that funny that when you actually search for, let's say you're searching for Match.com dating, the competitor for Match.com comes up in the advertising. Very funny. But this is a way that you can get those cheap bids, because other people are not necessarily bidding on those. And if they don't like it, what they'll do is they'll contact Google, and Google will stop it if they want to stop it. So it's really up to Google. You don't need to worry about it too much. You need to stop it if Google tells you to stop it. In fact, they won't even tell you; they'll just stop it like that. But generally, they do allow it. Okay. So misspellings. So you wouldn't believe how many misspellings there are. Like the word satellite. You know, when I was doing satellite TV, ads for satellite TV, the word satellite has about 15 different ways that you can misspell it. And so when you get all of the keywords, you wouldn't imagine that, but you know, satellite with 2 T's, 1 T, 2 L's, etc., etc. It's crazy that you can have all of these misspellings. Okay. And then the other way is you just look and you find associated areas which are similar that can work for you. So not exactly the same area, but something that's sort of in a similar but associated area. So, yep, one question down the front. So just before, we're basically finishing up now for this section. So you've learnt a lot of information. I've really gone kind of very full on in terms of the amount of information that I've given you guys. But I just want you to also realize the excitement, because when you start hearing all that information, maybe it becomes overwhelming, especially if you're a beginner, like, oh, so much stuff that's come to me. How do I do all of this? What is it all? Don't worry, because once you spend a bit of time, this will become like second nature to you. It's like, you know, when you drive your car the first time, it's like, oh, it's really hard. But then after a while, it's like you don't even think about it. It's like you're just clicking your mouse like that, and you're making money. Click, 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 click. So that's what you want to do. You want to be like clicking money on autopilot, making money. Okay, so yeah. So just one question up the front. Yeah.
Yeah, just a quick question about the misspellings. Do you find the misspellings via Word Tracker?
Yes, there is a tool on Word Tracker to find misspellings. Yeah.
Is that the only tool you use?
There's a few other ways. You can just come up with them manually, or there are some other tools you can use as well. Yeah.
Could you just explain how the keyword.com works when you're looking for find?
Yep. Sorry, I didn't explain that section there. Keyword. So if you've got, for example, online dating. Another keyword that you can use is onlinedating.com. So what that means is that somebody searched for onlinedating.com on Google. And what you want is your ad to come up whenever they search for onlinedating.com. And why does someone search for onlinedating.com? I don't know. Maybe they're looking for the website called onlinedating.com, or maybe some people, for whatever reason, they think that when you're searching on Google, you're supposed to put .com at the end of everything. So you're not supposed to, by the way. If you do that, don't stop doing it. Stop doing it now. You don't need to put .com at the end. But some people, for some reason, they search on Google and they always put .com at the end before they search for anything. And so that's a key for you to then get more stuff. Okay, so we're finishing off, and we'll have more questions and more information when I come back. Thanks very much, guys, and have a great dinner.